And the New York Jets have finalized the hiring of an offensive coordinator, Frank Reich, who was on our show just a couple of weeks ago, and that didn't hurt his chances. That's kind of surprising. Wait a minute, because I could see the Jets being like, okay, we're considering Frank Reich, but he went on that show with those two morons. we got to reconsider his judgment.
There's some people at the Jets that watch these two morons too, so they can't judge too harshly, I think. But I do like that hire.
I have had some things to say about the guy at the top of the corporate hierarchy, and they're deserved.
Yeah. I mean, that's all right, and I think he can. He's capable of just brushing it off his shoulders and moving on. But
I'd like to think if you have billions, you're able to deal with that.
Yeah, be above it. Exactly right. I would think that too. But as far as this hiring with Frank Reich, I like it for two reasons here. One, like Aaron Glenn's still a beginner head coach, right? So you got a guy that's been there and done that and been around some other teams and organizations to kind of be like, oh, I can lean on Frank a little bit for advice at times, right? And I've always liked Frank's offense. I think Frank is very creative in the things he does on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, what he did with the Colts, he was definitely responsible of some of the Nick Foles Eagles stuff and game planning there with Doug Peterson behind the scenes and doing that stuff. So I've always liked that. You can't just judge him off of what happened in Carolina with Bryce Young in his first year, who was definitely not ready and didn't play like a #1 pick. So that was tough. I don't think he should have probably gone that quickly to take that job. But regardless, I have found his offense with Andrew Luck and the years after that with the quarterback dilemmas they had, I found them to be pretty damn creative in the run game and pass game.
Well, think about it. 8 years ago, the Eagles were getting ready to play the Patriots with Nick Foles. And I remember when I walked out into U.S. Bank Stadium, the first time we saw it ready for the Super Bowl.
Right.
And they blocked that big window.
Yeah.
And it was blocked with an image of Tom Brady and Nick Foles.
Right.
And I thought, man, which doesn't belong and why?
Right.
Like, how in the hell are the Eagles going to have a chance in this one? And after the game, after the Eagles win 38-35,
right,
Josh McDaniels backs out
of the
Colts job.
Right.
Frank Reich, who wasn't even interviewed the last time around, they finally realized, hey, you know what? This may be the answer.
Yeah.
And he gets that job, and they're moving in the right direction. 2018, they get to the divisional round. We were at that game. It ended up being Andrew Luck's last game.
Right.
Then they get thrown into this turmoil that Reich had to deal with, and he dealt with it as best he could until the late Jim Irsay decided he wanted to see what Jeff Saturday could do on an interim basis. And the mistake Frank made, and he would probably admit this, when you're on the rebound after you've been fired, you don't want to jump on the first job because it could be a bad job, and once that one fizzles out, you're done.
Right. This is what we talked about with other coaches, right? In this hiring cycle, it's rare that Mike McCarthy three chances, right? That's a rare thing in the NFL. You usually only get two. Yeah, I think you're right. He would probably admit that mistake, that he was too quick to go there, take that job, in an organization that was trying to find its footing in during that time frame. But I'm a fan of Frank. You know that. And I do think he's game plan specific, right? He can do things and have a system and all that, but then come up with a few wrinkles every game to go, oh, nope, we're going to attack you a little different way here and do some things you haven't seen on film. That's what's going to be cool about Frank Reich up in New York. And I think that combination, too, with Aaron Glenn, and then also, let's not forget, they got to get the quarterback situation correct. And Frank knows quarterbacks. He does. He's been around it. Of course, he was one. He was back up to Jim Kelly. So for those things to get this organization, the Jets, back on the right track, I think Frank Reich helps in a lot of different areas there.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.